Mortal Kombat! Ugh, I freaking love that. Oh, yes. What if Izuku was Scorpion Part freaking 5? Oh, this is gonna be so much fun. Because now I get to mix a story of My Hero Academia with a freaking tournament of Mortal Kombat. This is gonna be so freaking cray-cray. How the hell do I plan to do that? Simple. Freelance tournament. And if you don't know what I mean by freelance tournament, basically, anytime, any day, you just automatically get challenged to Mortal Kombat. Just basically like, only rule is don't die. So, yeah, that's basically the first thing that's said in this part 5. Basically, like, some people get, like, summoned to, like, UA, and they're just like, we know you have the whole UA sports festival thing going on. That's gonna be going on. So, we thought that what a better place to, send one of our portals. The arena of the UA Sports Festival. Basically just make the wheel land on tournament so that they kind of have to do that. This guy uses his power to make the thing land on tournament. And so there's just the ring out there, and they can basically just decide, well, whatever sort of energy spews out of the portal will basically decide wherever the fight takes place. And they have, like, freaking magic screens out there that, like, show the fight going on wherever the person is sent to. So, yeah, they just decide to freaking hijack the sports festival. And, well, in Raiden's eyes, this was always something that could end up happening. Like with freaking heroes in training, like, literally, this would be like Shang Tsung's field day. He would not just crush Earth Realm, he would crush the heroes of Earth Realm, and even the heroes in training of Earth Realm. Because anyone, as long as they got an invite, could, challenge him. And, his boss, and the prince of the Shokan, Goro. And there's actually others that Goro thinks should be allowed to join in on the fun. He's thinking, like, basically, Goro's like, other Shokan, so like Shiva, and is it Kentaro like a freaking Shokan? And even like Motaro, even though he's not really a Shokan, he is a Minotaur, however you pronounce it. Even Motaro is able to join in. Like Shiva, Kentaro, Motaro, they're all able to, go in because Goro wills it. Goro freaking wills it. And, Shang Tsung is just like, well, the more ammunition we have, the better chance we have of winning. He just considers all of them to just be extra ammunition. And, well, along with that, they have the loyal Tarkatans. Well, they aren't really loyal to Shao Kahn anymore. They're loyal to Katana. So, really, the Tarkatans. How do I say this? Whenever the portal opens and all the different combatants like spew out, like the Tarkatans, Shao Kahn's wondering where the frick are the Tarkatans. Oh yeah, that's right. Those SOBs freaking betrayed me. Like, isn't there like a descendant of my daughter? Wait, if there's a descendant of my daughter, then she could actually persuade them to help them. Shit. Like, he's like, shit. Shang Tsung, like, where the frick is the descendant of my daughter? And like, Shang Tsung is like, apparently her name is Momo Yaoyorozu or whatever. And your suspicions were right. So what do we do? Like, literally, I have no idea. What should we do? So, yeah, that would kind of be something. That would be a little bit of a subject. But, seeing as the whole title thing, the strongest of these Tarkatans would indeed be given the namesake Baraka, and also be given the privilege to be the one who speaks with the descendant of the great Kitana. And, well, Momo seeing all these dudes, and, like, there's this one guy who has this special armor, and is like, I am Baraka, the strongest of the Tarkatans. And Momo's like, well, at least you know how to be formal. Like, you know, like, behave. Basically, you know, basically, what's discussed amongst Baraka and Momo is that the Tarkatans ended up being loyal in the end to Shao Kahn's daughter, Kitana. And, Kitana and Momo are related, so they're now loyal to her. Not Shao Kahn, not Shang Tsung. They're loyal to Momo. Because she's a descendant of Kitana. And so, Momo's like, well, this will actually help us a lot. Thanks, you guys. What did you say you were called? And basically, they all address themselves as Tarkatans, and that their leader, over there, basically right in front of her, he is Baraka, or at least he takes up the namesake of Baraka as he is the strongest of all the current Tarkatans. And, well, Kitana's just like, well, Baraka, I, hope you would indeed like to know that, I am very pleased to be working with you, as any help we can get from this, it seems to be an all-out assault just out of nowhere. It's very nice. Like, everyone's just now getting informed of, like, the hijacking of the sports festival that's gonna start soon. And, like, the Tarkatans, like, they already know about the whole hijacking thing because their people used to work for people like Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn. So they, like, would know ahead of time, especially about what they would be trying to pull, if anything. So, yeah. Momo, with all this inside information, especially from Baraka, especially from all that, Momo would be a great source of inside information for, like, all of everyone to have. Because of her, sort of link with Baraka and the rest of the Tarkatans. surprise. However, that wouldn't be the last of the surprises, as RoboCop, being a, RoboCop, would want to fight for the side of good as well. As for the Terminator, yes, I'm having the Terminator in this as well. The Terminator, well, Sarah Connor is no longer the objective kill, so... And, well, John Connor is basically the one who reprogrammed him, so he isn't really fighting for the side of evil. So, basically, RoboCop and the Terminator are fighting for the side of good. Fighting for Earthrealm. Like, Brock almost freaking gored the Terminator whenever, he actually scared her, thinking that, she was, a descendant of Sarah Connor. Because there's still some kinks needing to be ironed out, whenever it comes to the mention of Sarah Connor. So, yeah. But, the whole thing about John's programming, what he's been doing, John Connor has really helped with any possible temper tantrums that, Skynet's finest, or Legion's finest, or whoever the hell, Terminator, will, basically, Baraka and the rest of our Tarkatans are fine now with Terminator being around. Plus, there's RoboCop. And, well, after all of that, we would switch our point of view from Momo to, well, Izuku and friends preparing for the tournament. All of the descendants of the ninjas. So, Mina would even be in there, preparing for the tournament. Because, the Tarkatans have basically made themselves an extensive web of knowledge for anyone fighting on the side of good. So, yeah, basically everybody by now knows about, the early invasion of the sports festival. And so they're pretty much training very well to try to keep up with everything. And as for Izuku, well, Spawn basically just, your father said that I could train you. We're training now. So Spawn's been doing some training with Izuku, realizing that he is a spitting image of his father whenever it comes to badassery. And just... So, yeah. Basically, Spawn's just the kid is a literal freaking, tank whenever it comes to everything. He just... Except for, movement and, response, responses, whenever it comes to all that shit, he's quick as shit, Quicksilver bullshit. And while Spawn does indeed decide that he would enjoy killing some sinners, so he decides he will indeed join in on the tournament. Plus, that would be the best, and, quickest way to check up on the progress of his student. And basically, right around this time, Spawn would be like, I've taught you everything I can teach you. So, yeah. I think I actually got a call from your, dad earlier. He said he had something he wanted to give you if you, finish my training flawless victory style. Whatever the hell that means, supposed to mean. guess I guess he thinks that she did well because, well, he sent me more than one call. Pretty much about the same thing, but, very persistent. So there's probably something that your father must want you to have. And so basically, Izuku would go over to the dojo, but the students would say that Grandmaster Scorpion, Grandmaster Hanzo Hasashi, is not at the dojo. Obviously, literally, he is nowhere to be found. And, well, Izuku's like, well, where else would he be? I mean, there's a bunch of fire gardens outside the dojo, so maybe he would be relaxing there, but, he gets a word from other students that he's not in the fire gardens either. And, well, Izuku's just thinking, he'll return home and maybe, think about things later. That's when basically he would return home and he would see, Grandmaster Hanzo Hasashi, the one and only Scorpion, with Inka Midoriya, and her giving him a thorough talking to. And, Scorpion just taking it because he knows he kind of deserves this. And, well, basically, once everything is all done and over with, Inko's like, your father wanted you to have this. And Izuku would be like, what? What? No, you can't be serious. I mean, this is... And Scorpion would just stop him and be like, the Medallion of the Shirarayu. You've earned it, son. And Izuku would just be like, holy shit! Wait till Bakugo and Showtime! Oh my god! And he'd just be like, fangasming out, in all of his, extensive years of training under, the Shiraiyu's principles, he never thought he was going to get the freaking medallion of the entire clan. Something that pretty much belongs to his father, because pretty much the sole last remaining member until he created the dojo. That's indeed a falsity because, he had his son, so really he wasn't the lone member. That was his son. However, he was never really there for his son. At least the one that's still alive. Kind of out of clan relationships can be kind of messy that way. But I guess you could say it's kind of nice that it was out of clan. Because if it was, inside clan, he'd be dead too. So, basically, Izuku's just thinking all of this over and being like, I greatly accept this, Grandmaster Hanzo Hasashi, Grandmaster Scorpion. And, basically, Scorpion's just like, you can just call me your father. I have no shame in admitting it. I only have shame in the fact that I wasn't there for you whenever you needed me. And Izuku's like, are you kidding? This is amazing! I mean, now I'll really be able to show people how much, basically, Izuku would be just hops, skips, hop, skipping along, and just happity-doo-dah, happity-day. whenever all of a sudden he would see Bakugo and like Shoto panting like hell, like wondering like, what the hell is this? And basically, the only thing that Shoto would really be able to say to Izuku before he almost passed out, like on Bakugo's shoulder, was that the joint training that, Bakugo requested that they both request from, their grandmasters was not something that they were prepared for, or at least if this is what they call joint training. And, well, Izuku really would understand. That's whenever, until, like, he would see some sort of rotating, slicey thing flow straight past his face. However, he would have the reflexes in order to dodge. And, well, the rotating, slicey thing would just burrow itself into a tree, in which some sort of invisible figure would basically pick it out of the tree. However, it would not be Mina. No, this invisibility was different. It would almost seem to be machine operated, or like some sort of like operation system thing. Of course, any big fan of the Predator movies knows them as a smart disc. Yes, that's right. Training under the Predator. Like frickin' Yautja, a member of the Yautja species. And this one would be like a top class Predator, like one of the big head honchos. So yeah, he would not be letting up all that easy. Which is why Shoto and Bakugo are literally freaking out. Like, oh shit, he's gonna come at us again. And Izuku would be like, guys, look at this. I mean, cool, that spinny thing was pretty cool, but look at this. I am literally a certified member of the Shirai, like, full big time. Like, see, it's literally the medallion of the Shirai Ryu. I just got it today. And that would actually distract the Predator long enough for Bakugo to blast him to hell. And, well, seeing as he would have the armor on, this really wouldn't be much of a distraction. You would just see the armor off and, like, everything would be exposed. And it would just be traditional Predator battle stance. And then Bakugo would remember, oh shit, yeah, the Predator Spear. And, would be like, just like elongates it. And Bakugo's like, damn. And, Shoto would be like, okay, I think I can go wait another rally. What? Wait, oh shit, the freaking spear! Because they've had their fair share of close encounters with the Predator Spear. They know that it's not a pretty sight. And that's whenever all of a sudden, basically Bakugo and Shoto would, freaking bolt for a freaking cave. However, they'd barely be able to see anything. Yeah, with this low lighting, they can't see jack shit. And, well, that's whenever Izuku would change some things. He would basically, whenever he tried to activate, like, the lower level of his quirk, like just his regular Hellfire, the medallion would sort of have, like, this glow to it and his eyes would start to flame up, almost like they were bursting with flame, and even flame would start to come out of his mouth. Like he was literally being charged like a freaking Duracell battery. And so, yeah, basically, as soon as Izuku walked in, he would basically illuminate the entire cave just by him being there. Because, flames would be coming off him like crazy. He would just be tapping into the power of, like, the long forgotten members of his clan, like the many souls claimed by the Lin Kuei and Quan Chi. So, yeah, basically, with the fire of, like, all those souls, like, an entire freaking clan, like, number of souls, and that's all, like, fire now, like, yeah, you're gonna be illuminating the entire freaking cave just by being there. So, now they can see perfectly fine, and see that they are right in front of, a xenomorph in what seems to be stealth mode. However, the xenomorph seems to now notice that it has been spotted, and also that there is some sort of being that literally looks like it's on fire, like, next to it. And, well, almost like some sort of fire skull Hadouken just gets launched at the creature, and then it just gets blasted against a wall. Because, like, the literal fire skull itself would explode whenever the xenomorph hit the wall, just creating this giant mass of rubble on top of the xenomorph. It would break out with its powerful strength and just mighty endoskeleton to be able to withstand all that. And, well, it would be mighty pissed, very mighty pissed. And it would try to shoot out its secondary mouth at, anything, see if you could, like, puncture it, get a good waft of its blood into its mouth, get a good feel for whatever just attacked it. However, Izuku, his flames, they are not only illuminating the entire area, but making it very hard to sense where Izuku is. Because it's almost like with every soul that's there, there's also, like, another Izuku. It's almost like Izuku is projecting himself everywhere at once. With, like, this fire. He now, decides to call it sacred fire. Or, as he would like to say, like, his sacred flames of the Shirarayu. And if you want some, well then come get some. And his sacred flames of the Shirarayu, well, indeed very painful for the xenomorph. And that exoskeleton, that's very, very hardy. And it's not going to be easy to just, mull over. Especially seeing as this drone seems to be very experienced. Yes, this is no ordinary xenomorph, it's a xenomorph drone. The standard ones that you see in the Predator, like, not the Predator, the Alien movies, the drones. This one is a very experienced, seems very experienced type, basically xenomorph drone. And, well, the xenomorph drone would basically cut its own exoskeleton open and dig the tail in there, because it's basically what it used to cut its exoskeleton, and the tail, like the blade at the end of the tail, would then be dripped into the bloodstream, and basically it would be a acid blade tail that the xenomorph could use to see if it could break through the powerful defense in which these sacred flames provide. Because now Izuku has 3 different kind of flames he can use. These sacred flames seem to just be tied in with everything. However, that's not going to stop the, alien, the xenomorph drone from milking every second it has of Izuku getting a little bit cocky. And the moment Izuku starts to let up a little, that's whenever the tail would go in. And right in the chest. All the way straight through the rib cage and into the heart. Acid blood streaming straight into the heart. A puncture that is literally lethal as hell. However, that's just the problem. Izuku is practically made of hell at this point. And you see, whenever he gets damaged to this point where normal people would be killed, he kind of gets a little bit of a thing, because now, wearing the medallion of the Shiraryu and having all the power of all these spirits, they would basically say that, basically make his soul be able to, almost like Dracula from the Castlevania series, his soul can, rearrange itself and rebuild itself over and over, as long as, one core thing remains. For Dracula, it's chaos itself, and for Izuku, well, as long as the clan is alive, he is alive. The clan and him are interconnected now. Basically, living or dead, as long as the clan still somehow exists, Izuku can basically pull off a Castlevania Dracula. And do all sorts of crazy shit with his soul. Just bring himself back from, what to most people they would surely think would kill someone. Izuku just laughs in the face of death now, because as long as he's connected to the clan and everything, like basically pure connection to the clan, nothing is going to stop this man. He is on a mission. And that's whenever he gets the distinct feeling the souls are beginning to tell him this xenomorph drone isn't just here because funsies, or because, xenomorph whatever. It's here because, well, Shao Kahn willed it. Literally, with Shao Kahn's own bloodlust and killing intent, outweighed the xenomorph. And so this in particular xenomorph who he saw was very experienced and very powerful. He decided to take this one in particular and make it a sort of a slave for his cause. So yeah, this xenomorph in particular is kind of part of Shao Kahn's outworld army now. Now Izuku knows that, and so he's just gonna be like, "Oh, I have something planned for you, mister." And he would just be like, "I think we've all had enough, haven't we?" And the souls inside of the flames, they'd just be like, "Kill it." And Izuku would be like, "Oh, I have, the best idea." What do you say? And, well, basically, Shoto and Bakugo finally getting out of their own, like, stupor of fear would just be like, finish it! Like, not like finish him, but finish it, because they consider it an it. Like, finish it! That they would just be yelling that out of fear. And he was like, nothing else needed. Like, nothing else, left needed to be said. As he would just be like, and just like rain down fire upon like the entire damn thing, like just like rip away, like open the damn exoskeleton from like inside, like just go like shink, and like be like, and just burn it from the inside out. Just like burn it till there is nothing left. And so yeah, Izuku would just be like, Scorpion wins. Fatality. And, it would just be like, no, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, Kuai Liang and Bihan would have just ended up showing up there along with Scorpion because, they'd be able to sense all of this tension going on. There's so much tension going on that how could you not be able to sense that? Especially whenever your students, and in Scorpion's case, and in Scorpion's case, even like his freaking son are like involved. So yeah, they basically saw all of that, and they're like, Scorpion like stops the both of them before they can even do anything, and he's just like so proud of his son. Like he's just like, Scorpion wins. Fatality. And, well, Izuku's little sharp realization there, like, what was just said. Like, not the fatality part, that was just gonna come neutral. Like that was just gonna come as usual, because, how could you not call what he just did there a fatality? How could you not call it a fatality? But the thing that would shock him to his core is the fact that his dad, who is the actual Scorpion, just called him Scorpion, basically. And, Scorpion is just like, well, you wear the colors of the Shiraiyu so well that I thought, well, a gift from the Elder Gods, says Raiden. And he's like, and basically, yes, a gift from the Elder Gods. Scorpion would be like, this is a gift from the Elder Gods, and myself, and your mother. Like, they would all gift him with, like, the Shiraiyu colors, and the true, like, identity of the next Scorpion. As his father would just be so damn proud. And, Kuai Liang and Bihan, they would just be there and be like, damn. I mean, what the hell did he even kill to get that to happen? And basically, they would have just explained what it looked like before it got charred to bits from the inside out. And, well, freaking Bihan, also known as Noob Saibot, would be like, Xenomorph, specifically Xenomorph Drone. Oh, there's gonna be another one of those days, brother. And Kuai Liang would be like, Well, in that case, I was going to present this to you, but your father had to leave before I could. And he would just brand, Shoto with, like, the medallion of the Lin Kuei. And, just basically like a revenant version of the medallion of the Lin Kuei was like Bihan would be holding, and he'd be like, "Kid, you deserve it. Whether you think so or not, you do." And Bakugo would be like, "Holy shit, I'm equal with you guys." Like, I thought I was going to be lagging behind because of how tough Grandmaster Bihan's training is, but jeez, I didn't actually know I was doing that well. And, Qui-Yang would just be like, that's because, well, as hard as, you know, mm, as hard as, basically, as you would say, as hard as his training may seem, he truly doesn't indeed care about his students, well, the ones that are left alive, anyways. And Bakugo's like, well, damn, could have fooled me. But, thanks anyways. And they would kind of just, like, fist bump. And, well, Qui-Liang would just put a little hand on Shoto's head and being like, I trust you with the power of the Lin Kuei, not the power of their corruption, but the power of what new there is to bring. And, Shoto would be like, if you mind, may I mean, if me and Izuku are supposed to be seen as equals, and well, I see how you look at me, Izuku, and even Grandmaster Hondo Hasashi at times. Those looks, I think they might mean something else. And that's whenever, Qui-Liang would just be like, pat on the back. Just be like, and that's why you're the #1 student. Not only strong, but smart. And would just be like, basically be like, as your friend Izuku is the next Scorpion, you shall be the next Sub-Zero. And, Qui-Liang would be surprised to see that, like, his brother's even given Bakugo the chance to get the same treatment. Bakugo's like, well, that's not bad. After all, we should all be equal if we want to defend, Earth and all. From the tyranny of this bearded dude, his four-armed asshole of a frenzy, and, well, Mr. McGruff the crime dog with the hammer that could, like, literally stir the freaking church, if you know what I mean. And this would actually kind of make Bihan chuckle a little. Stir the church indeed. And so, well, basically, Bakugo would be considered the next noob Saibot. Or just noob. And so, well, it's more or less something that Shoto brings up, seeing as the two are kind of, past Sub-Zeros. Shoto would like to consider Bakugo and him like brothers themselves. In fact, he would like to, make a little thing, if Bakugo would like to delight in it, they would be the Sub-Zero brothers. And Bakugo would be like, Sure thing. Icy hot. And, you could just see Shoto have the biggest freaking smile. He finally found something to be happy about. You know, his status as the new Sub-Zero, and even status as one of the Sub-Zero brothers, seeing as Bakugo is really now the new Noob Saibot. Noob Saibot being Bihan, who was the original Sub-Zero. So, yeah, that's how everything would have just been done. And then you would see, like, a robed figure come up and just be like, I see, the first fatality. And Izuku would be like, wait, what? My kill was the first kill? I guess it's pretty damn good that I made it a fatality then. And the hooded figure wouldn't really understand the sentiment of, like, the fact that he's actually glad he made it a fatality kill. And, like, everybody would just be like, jeez, what a buzzkill. So basically, now, like scoring up everybody, Izuku's the first one to actually get a kill. So Izuku literally gets the title of first kill. So yes, indeed, that would indeed stir the church if the church was Shang Tsung, Goro, Shao Kahn, and all of Goro's buddies. And, yeah, so the Shang Tsung is like, and the reason why the League of Villains wouldn't really have this stir the church attitude was because this was merely an alliance. Whenever everything is done with, they would kind of be in the mood of taking the glory for themselves. Which the glory being an amulet. Let's just say there was this guy who tried to steal it, like for the bajillionth time, but then Scorpion just decided to take him to the Netherrealm. That guy being Quan Chi. And so Quan Chi isn't a problem, but Shang Tsung still is. So no deadly alliance, but let's see how long that holds. If Quan Chi can find a get out of Netherrealm card. If he can manage to work with someone like Shao Kahn. And, well, let's just say the big old prize of Shinnok's amulet, because indeed some info brokers of the League of Villains, their own little info brokers, would indeed report to them disguised as, the robed figures. It would be some info brokers for the League of Villains, and they would report to them stating that at any moment now, if they actually can indeed turn the tide in their favor in terms of the tournament, then Shinnok's amulet will be all theirs. And not only that, but Shang Tsung, Shao Kahn, Goro, and all of his little buddies will be ancient history if they're able to claim Shinnok's amulet for themselves. That's the League of Villains' main objective, basically backstab Shao Kahn at the last moment and, achieve victory for themselves. However, they have indeed also been warned of the fact of, trickery involving the amulet that could be in two places at once, actually. No one is really all that sure if it's a fake or if it's the real deal, because last time anyone else checked, The real amulet was with Quan Chi. He even tricked Raiden into believing that, you know, well, technically, he has the real amulet and the fake amulet. He tricked Raiden into believing him about the fake amulet. So, Raiden right now has no idea whether the amulet that is basically the prize for winning the tournament, and, not getting overthrown by Outworld, is like the real amulet or the fake one. He doesn't even know where either the real amulet or the fake amulet are. However, some more info brokers that come in, also disguised as the rogue people, say that they have just recently gained information. The individual known as, Quan Chi, basically has, tried, to find a way to, use the ancient texts to get out of the Nether Realm. And, well, the League of Villains little info brokers, disguised as the robe assistants of Shang Tsung, they kind of gave Quan Chi a taste of his own medicine by double-crossing him, and now Quan Chi isn't even a part of the picture. They basically double-crossed him into oblivion, leaving him to basically be trapped with a certain egg of someone who Shao Kahn double-crossed in the past. A certain egg in which, whenever Quan Chi realizes that he's stuck with this damn thing, and he realizes what's going to happen whenever it hatches, Quan Chi now knows to not mess with the League of Villains. Because the Dragon King, Onaga, could also be a problem if this thing hatches, prematurely. And since he's pretty much stuck with it, because, the realm in which the egg is in right now, basically, there's no clear way out. It's sort of like Alice in Wonderland. You can't tell where anything is. So yeah, basically, Quan Chi's lost with the egg, and is, afraid that if it hatches prematurely, Onaga will torch his ass. And then go straight after Shao Kahn. And in doing so, also pretty much end up torching Shang Tsung. Making the Deadly Alliance plan that they had, preordained an impossibility. So yeah, a lot's riding on what actions are actually made during the tournament. And, if the egg hatches prematurely or not. The Dragon King egg. Which Mina's kind of worried because, her Grandmaster all of a sudden is missing. And little does Mina know that the reason why he's missing is because Reptile was kind of used for the basis of the resurrection of the Dragon King. So shit. Basically, you guys, to sum it up, shit is getting real. The tournament has started. Alan's gonna doses. Guys, it's Dark Shadow Memories, OUT out of here. Like, favorite, freaking subscribe. Something in the comments section. Bye.